So for you saying like you coming with a boss levels, what do you think? What kind of traits makes a boss a boss?
I think patience, understanding what's the next plays, even if it's not my strength, who has the strength to orchestrate that? Who's smart enough to make those connections? If I can make the connections, can you maintain the connections? Because you always got to align yourself with a person of value.
Right.
It's just, everything is the same. So when you get your paperwork right and you start studying things and you go through things, it doesn't happen overnight. You can't just Google this. You got to have some broke nights, some sad nights. You got to have some nights where you actually cry and be like, yo, when is this? What the hell's going on? But you don't realize your car's outside. You got a crib. Your lights is on. Your phone bill's paid. You got a beautiful girl. Like, you have a child and you're out of harm's way. So sometimes you don't know what value you have, and just like what's the expectations that you want to sell to these people. Man, because everybody wants the house. You take a picture right now in the house, they think you got it. You know what I mean? First thing they do is when you get a little bit of money, they go to Miami. It's why? It's because it's the dream, it's the fixation.
Right.
And I think a lot of artists sell a lifestyle. So some people are druggies. They just love to pop a Xan and fall asleep. Like, that's what they do. Not knocking it. Some people smoke weed. Some people drink. And they have bum fights. You know what I mean? And then there's people who don't expose none of that. And they just get business done. And that's where we at in this world. And so I know the difference between those who are playing and those who are serious. Because I know the people I'm inspired to by music, they're all successful. Like, I would go far as, like, of course I'm going to say Jay-Z. Of course I'm going to say Master P, Rick Ross, like Birdman, 50 Cent. These are all, even Cameron, like people who came in this game as music and they're still surviving with or without music. Those are the people I look up to.
When you said 50 Cent, the first thing that pops up is this money, is debt collecting, right?
I mean, I think it's gonna be probably some debt collectors shit. Hey, I take a page out of French Montana's book. If I owe you, you ain't never going broke. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, when he puts that awareness out there, 50's coming with something else. He's very strategic.
Definitely.
He might have his own bank. You don't even know what the hell he's coming with.
Right.
So,
And the music right now in your life, how the projects you're working on.
Right now I'm working on Close Friends and Enemies. Before I had Warrior Mentality, one, Back to Rap Warrior Mentality 2, and it featured like Uncle Murder, Chinks Drugs, Manolo Rose, Fred the Godson, various artists who are making noise in the tri-state, traveling, and they are making noise as we speak now. I'm working on Close Friends and Enemies because I feel like within the 2 years, I've seen a lot of people come and go. Like, I'm still was active on the radio. Shout out to the DJs who kept me alive. But there are people who loyalty was worth a toilet flush. Like, you know what I mean? It didn't last long. And you realize, you see how people work around you, work next to you, and everybody, it's like a job you hate, but you working anyway because like, you hate the manager. You did everything to get the job.
Yeah.
You did everything to get in this vicinity. And then once you figure something, you feel like you're ready to take the boss job. And then when you realize it's not that and them doors closed, they hate you.
Right.
So that's what I learned, how this music thing goes and shit like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling.
And Smack, the projects.
That's my man,
Smack.
Troy Mitchell. That's his government. Now let me stop. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Smack because he's one of the guys I met before I actually did my little hustling time. And him and Sycamore. And those were like the two in Cutmaster C. It was like two of the contacts I had, and Smack was working with Liaison at the time. And as soon as I came home, like, it was the first one. No, I didn't battle rap, but, I would have freestyle. I just always knew, if you look at any of the footage, it amazes me because I was the guy who was probably like the third guy. Then it was the second. And then we'd be side to side. A lot of people don't like when you're side to side because it's like, you're dealing with camera angles and who's really in the front. And then when you come out with these ideas and great ideas of how you want to tell your story, maybe they're not ready to hear it right away. Everybody has their own vision, but the person who's more aggressive with it, more sincere with it, more upfront and willing to work with everybody goes the furthest. That's just what it is. So when people be ready to go viral and do things, you could do it on a strategic level or you could do it where it causes crucial conflicts.
And you connecting with Smack. Smack seems to be like a really smart.
He's the streets. He
can read people. He
Smack is a genius. Beasley's a genius. Chico's a genius. Everybody at the URL staff, shout out to them. But I can honestly say I give it to Smack because we were just talking about this the other day. I don't think it would be an Instagram if it wasn't a Smack. Because what Smack did, he gave you people had magazines. They used to wait for magazines
Right.
until it became visual. Instead of buying a $10 DVD, and now you can just get it right in your phone.
Right.
So watching him being a pioneer of this culture, when you in these streets and you talk about you're a street rapper, whether you nice, trash, or whatever, you getting money, whatever you're talking about, you have to go through that smack realm. And now, before it used to just be a New York thing, now it's worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that me and him, I came up with a dope storyline called Before the Battle. We working on a battle rap movie. Shout out to Zaire. I reached out to Lance Rivera. He's on IMDb. He's known for a lot of dope movies. And I came up with a storyline, and he linked me up with a screenplay writer. I told the idea to Smack. He was like, "Yo, Chambers, I stand behind you." So now, outside of music, I'm working on films. Not to mention, I'm in 2 web series, the 2 most dopest web series in New York City. There's like 4 or 5 of them that's top notch, but I can honestly say I'm part of the top 2, and that's
Nice.
the Brooklyn Way, and that's the Cycle. You know what I mean? I got a crazy character in both of them, and some people think that's actually me, but I'm in character. We improv it.
You use
Why you laughing,
you
man?
use your life experiences to bring that, or do you keep it inside of you?
I think I went to the best high school and nobody knows it. I think I went to John Dewey. I probably didn't finish it, but that's the same school as Spike Lee. And what's in that school? Music, art, theater,
Dope.
English, speech.
Nice.
It may not be basketball, but it did everything that controls this industry. So when I'm sitting here and I know how to angle cameras and I know what shade is going on, how to project and how to be in a theater setting, it comes second nature for me.
Right. And when were we expecting that?
I think I just took more of it when Lance Rivera, when I saw this movie. I'm mad that I can't remember it. It was a Netflix. It was an independent black film, and when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, nah, this is dope!" Like, and then I even started, taking monologue classes on the side, like John Pallotta, and it was only $10, and I used to go in there and I used to just take the tips from them, like on expressions or how to use the on the, how to project or for improv. And I just, it stayed with me. That's just like riding a bike. So when they tell you certain things, some things you already know, but when you read it, you're just able to pinpoint it. And that's what I think I was able to add in as far as my acting qualities.
And what's your best roles?
I'll be honest with you, for the first time, I got shot in the web series. So like, I don't know, like sometimes when you're an improv, actor and you come in, a lot of people don't want to die. Nobody want to get shot. Nobody want to get beat up. And nobody's willing to wear a dress or none of that. It's just certain things that's in this acting thing that certain minorities are quick to like, hell no. You know what I mean? And they'll judge their character whether it's a check or not. But when when you come from a violent area and you see so much death, the last thing you want to see on TV is something that reminds you of how your friend was going or whatever. But I also know a lot of the best actors that I paid attention to, like Robert De Niro, Wesley Snipes, Morris Chestnut, everybody that's in like the Spike Lee films, I always say I'm Morris Chestnut of this rap thing, you know what I'm saying? They all died. They got shot or something happened to them. So I also say like some of the best actors had to go that extra mile. You just got to know what you're willing to accept. I didn't die, but I got wounded, But of course, like, why do you think negative? Because we come from a negative. If you're acting and you have a conscious mind, you're not thinking about getting shot. You're like, it's an acting, it's a role. But when you come from that environment, you're like, oh, no, I don't want that to happen. And people think that could really happen. Then you got to monitor how your celebrity status is in a low-income neighborhood.